This week in writing, you're going to work on completing your newspaper article. So imagine the whiteboard we have in our classroom where you have your magnet with your name on it. And we always start over here in pre-write where we researched other newspapers, you read some headlines and things, and you did a little bit of research about what it will look like, and everybody picked a topic. Then you would have moved your magnet over this way to write your rough draft, which everybody started this past week, and everybody's got a really good start. Now, this week, I want you to try to imagine moving yourself out of first draft. So, you're going to try to finish that first draft completely, and then you'll be moving over to revise and edit. And I'll just give you the finishing touches for you to get to the infamous Dunzo area, which is where you always want to be, right? So, the idea would be to finish the first draft this week. Next week, we'll just make little finishing touches, and then you'll be done with it. And I'm going to put them all together into a newspaper. So, this week is a little bit different. Your job is just to watch this video. I'm going to give you a little advice in a moment, and then you're going to return to your article from last week to complete writing your article. So you're not going to start anything in a new Google Doc because then it will be in two places and that's confusing. I'll show you how to go back to your previous article and keep working on it. Okay? So what you're going to do is go back to your classwork area. And what you can do is go to view your work right here. And then you're going to see all your assignments. Some things have been turned in. So all your new stuff has just been assigned. And then there's a lot of stuff from art and library and the counselor and things like that. And if you keep scrolling down, you'll see an assignment that has a check mark next to it. And the check means it was returned to you. Not because anything was wrong with it, but because we're not done yet. So look for the one with the check mark next to it that says Writing Newspaper 2020 Edition. And if I click on that, it shows me the work that I did last week. And there is some advice. So my advice for this student, Owen Sykes, who's not actually doing this, it's for this video, is this is a great start. Maybe in your conclusion, you can include advice for how people can stay safe. You can also get quotes and information from your friends to see how they feel about it. Okay, so now he knows what to do. So then you would open that document. And this is the same one from last week. But now you don't have to start a new document. You're just going to keep it all in one place. That way you don't have to piece it all together at the end. Okay, so you're going to try to finish everything that was on this list from last week if you hadn't already. Then what I want you to think about adding to wrap up your article are two things. The first thing is try to get a quote from somebody. So you can either get a quote from an article that you read somewhere, maybe on Newsela or another trusted source. You can also interview your family. It depends on your topic. For example, Henry is writing about how his family's restaurant had to shut down during the coronavirus, so he could get a quote from his parents because they own the restaurant. Some people are, like Grant is interviewing his mom and how it has affected doctors. He can get quotes from her. Kendon is writing about how sports have been affected by the coronavirus. He can't exactly call up Kevin Durant and see how he feels about it, but he could research and maybe get a quote, or he could call Cooper and see how Cooper feels about the sports being shut down. So you can either get a quote from a friend or from a news source. That's kind of up to you. So one thing I want you to add this week is a quote. The second thing is to write a conclusion. And in the conclusion, it's kind of similar to the conclusions we used to write in an essay, where you recap the important parts, and then you say, what should people learn from this? Like, what should people do to stay safe during this time? Or how are they going to reopen sports and things like that? Think about what can people take away from your article. We're going to talk about this during both of our class meetings this week, so I'll be giving you more advice along the way, and you can also ask me questions right here in the assignment. So you can open up the assignment and ask me questions that way, or you can email me, anything like that, and then you can just turn it back in. Oh, here we go. Go to view details. Sorry. And then you'll be able to turn it back in. So if you hit resubmit, that means I'm totally done. I'm ready for you to move my imaginary magnet over on the imaginary whiteboard, and I want my teacher to read it. So make sure you hit resubmit at the end of the week whenever you're done with it. And then if you want to, another thing you can do is in your assignments for this week, there's not a Google Doc or anything to do. So you can just say mark as done. And that means I turned it in, Miss Carolyn, please go look and read my article. Okay? And we'll talk about this a lot this week, so I'll help you along the way.